Does the media just simply dislike Cam? What's going on, Panther Nation? It's your boy LCameraTV here, man. And I've been working on something for a little while now, but I finally got it in place. I got my affiliate link for NFL shops, so you can cop all your NFL gear on my page. The link is in the description below, man. I know y'all want your Carolina Panther jerseys, hats, mugs, all types of cool stuff. You know, I got a Cam Newton jersey. I'm trying to get a Christian McCaffrey and a Luke Kuechly, you know what I'm saying? I got offense. I definitely need defense, man. So any NFL fan or Panther fan that wants some NFL gear, come to my affiliate link, cop some jerseys, cop some mugs, cop some stuff, man. Make sure you represent the Carolina Panthers when they're in London and wherever else, man. And thank y'all for showing love and tuning in. Definitely cop some gear. If y'all don't want the L camera, you might as well get the Carolina. Yo! Welcome to LCameraTV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with things like Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and Rumble.com and wherever else. And guys, we got a lot to talk about. A certain tight end breaks down the mindset of the locker room right now. How a lot of people in the locker room are thinking. So we got to talk about that. I see they've been playing up a certain situation with the player that might be our quarterback Sunday and the quarterback for the other team. We got to talk about that. And we got to talk about how the media has been addressing a certain quarterback on our team. So we got a lot to talk about today, guys. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is what Greg Olson said about the locker room. And Greg Olson basically said, we had guys that have been here before. You know, obviously nobody expected to start off 0-2. But we had, I remember that he talked about a season where we started off 1-3 and how we rattled off 8 games straight. And that sounds great. And I agree it's a possibility. But the thing I don't agree with Greg is that things are different from then and now. The vocal leaders are gone. In the sense that back then the vocal leader was the Thomas Davises, the Charles Johnsons. They were the vocal leaders that could rally the troops. Now, Charles Johnson wasn't really big of a talker, but Thomas Davis was. You know what I'm saying? He could rally the troops. And on the offense, you know, we don't really have any vocal leaders. Like, Greg Olson is a great guy. But do I see him as a guy who can inspire men to play their hardest? Not really. I don't see that from Cam, to be honest with you. I think Cam is a good leader, you know what I'm saying? He cares about his teammates and stuff like that, whatever. But is he a guy that can inspire the best out of you? Is he a guy that makes you want to play your hardest? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see that from him. I don't think he's a bad leader or anything. But there's certain people who inspire in different ways. Cam inspires because he's, you know, upbeat, he's happy, he's always positive. But as far as bringing that best out of you, I don't think that's what he does. I think he inspires by, you know what I'm saying, always being upbeat and cheerful and you know what I'm saying, wearing his emotion on his sleeve. That could be inspiring, you know what I'm saying? But his words are not the ones that are going to be like, oh man, it's getting me pumped, I'm getting ready to play. You know what I'm saying? Greg Olson, I don't see that from him either. So the question is, and besides that, Christian McCaffrey's a young guy. DJ Moore's a young guy. And yes, Christian McCaffrey is, you know, a great player, but can he inspire? That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously the coach is going to try to inspire you. But you got to remember, with a lot of guys that have been here before, they've heard these speeches before. They've heard these things before. So it's not the older guys that have been there who need to be inspired. It's the younger guys who haven't been in that situation that needs to be inspired, and they need a guy, a veteran, to be like, hey, we got to do better, bro. We got to do better. So we got to see who's going to take that role up, who's going to step up. I mean, somebody got to call the team out in general. You know what I'm saying? And I want to know who's going to be that person to be like, hey, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. And, you know, and it starts with them, whoever that person is. But somebody got to be willing to step up and be that vocal leader, because at the end of the day, they all know what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? They know what they have to accomplish. It's just who's going to, you know, bring that fire out of them. Because this is a good team. They just hit a bumpy road, but somebody got to bring that fire out of their teammates. And the second thing I want to talk about is this Kyle Allen beat Kyler Murray at Texas A&M whole mess. Listen, we got to chill out. We got to calm down. Kyle Allen was an undrafted player, meaning that he didn't even get drafted. And we're talking about Kyler Murray, who was the first round #1 pick. That's miles apart. That's leagues apart. He wasn't even Mr. Irrelevant. Kyle Allen was not Mr. Irrelevant. He wasn't the last pick of the draft. He didn't get drafted at all. So Kyle Allen, he's a okay backup. He won a game against, you know, Saints last season. But even that, the Saints didn't play. They basically played none of their starters. I mean, I think he won a game basically against the backups, to be honest with you. So, you know, Teddy Bridgewater was playing, which Teddy Bridgewater's in there now. But a lot of their players were not playing because they was getting ready for the playoffs. and we were not. So that's why that happened. Now, Kyle Allen needs to be a game manager. He needs to manage the game. He needs to not make any mistakes. Don't throw any interceptions. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Dink, dunk, whatever. And get this W. You know what I'm saying? And I think we can get this W because I think our defense is the real deal. Our defense played great in both games. You know, yeah, towards the end of the Rams game, the defense didn't really hold up. They let Todd Gurley run on them. But I think the defense is much improved. Against the Buccaneers, they played really well. You know what I'm saying? So I think they got safety, obviously. You know, so they played very well. I think they can win this game if Kyle Allen manages the game and the defense plays really well. Gives Kyle Allen a short field, stuff like that. And I think they can win that game because the Cardinals have to rebuild their whole team. You know what I'm saying? They don't got no real receivers besides Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk. The O-line is you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have anything to offer. They got David Johnson. He's pretty good. But for the most part, they don't really have much to offer. So we can get this W. And I think we will get this W. But I'm going to intercept this thing right now because I already know if we beat the Cardinals with Kyle Allen, everybody's going to be like, oh, should the Panthers go with Kyle Allen? No. Don't let fools go and fool you, all right? If we start Kyle Allen, let's say against the Jaguars, and Jordan Minshew, you know, plays him, he's going to beat him. Jordan Minshew looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And the team is not a rebuilding team. They have a good defense. They had a good team before. This is a team that, like I think 2 years ago, went to the AFC Championship game. So it's not like they don't got a good team. It's just that, you know, they are dealing with quarterback issues right now. And Gardner Minshew looks pretty good. So don't let Kyle Allen fool you. I think we'll get this W against the Cardinals. I think we'll be 1-2. I think Cam Newton will be able to come back and we'll be able to actually win games. But do not be fooled by this whole Kyle Allen beating out Kyler Murray in Texas A&M. Don't let people tell you, oh, he's a kryptonite for Kyle Murray. That's not going to be the situation, all right? So I'm just pumping the brakes right now because I already know what people are going to say. And all you guys that were begging for Kyle Allen to start, we'll see what he does. If you don't throw 5 touchdowns and 0 picks for 500 yards, I don't want to hear nothing about Kyle Allen, all right? He better ball out because some of these people were like, oh, start Kyle Allen. Well, he's starting now. I believe he will start. I think Cam, you know, is still injured. He'll get the start. And if he starts, he better ball out because some of you people were begging for Kyle Allen. So now you finally got your wish. And finally, because of what's been going on, because of Cam Newton's injury and because of all the stuff that's been going on recently, it leads me to believe that the media just dislikes Cam Newton. And the reason why that bothers me is because a lot of times it's not about his play. Paul Feinbaum, I'm pretty sure all you guys seen the video about this, where he basically said Cam Newton deserves no sympathy, no empathy, his time is over. You know, basically just vilifying the guy, but even though he doesn't even know him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said Cam never cared about anybody but himself. You know, he doesn't care about the world. When Cam Newton has multiple charities, Cam Newton is a very giving person, and if you do any kind of research, you will see how the impact he has on his charity and random people. I mean, those videos of Cam Newton giving random money to homeless people, you know what I'm saying, and not wanting to be recorded, but somebody walking down the streets recorded it. Cam Newton is not a selfish person. There's no teammates that said it. There's no, you know, the only teammate that had an issue with Cam was Kelvin Benjamin, and we all seen that was because his own, you know, say issues and not Cam's issues. He believed that if he had a more accurate quarterback, he'll be more dominant. Well, guess what? He had, what's the guy's name? The Bills quarterback. Who I can't remember his name. The guy, you know what I'm saying? He's out. Nathan Peterman. That's who he had. Nathan Peterman, who's the backup for the Raiders, and then he had, get this, Patrick Mahomes, because he was on the Chargers for a little bit, and he still did not produce. And with Patrick Mahomes, was an accurate quarterback who, you know, played amazing, he didn't produce. The only person he produced with was Cam Newton, and obviously nobody else took a chance on him after that. So I don't know if he's still in the league or not, personally. So the thing I have an issue with is the way certain people are portrayed compared to others. If people don't like Cam because of the way you dress, fine. I don't really care about how you dress. You do your thing. I got my style. You got yours. I don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? All I care about is on the field. Now, if Cam sucks it up, of course he deserves to get criticized. If you didn't play well, get criticized. But when you talk about a person's personal life, or, you know, how they care about the world, and if they're a nice person or they're selfish, and you label all these titles on the person, and you don't even know the person, or you have no basis for what your argument is, then it leads from covering media to not liking a person. Like me personally, I have no qualms against anybody. I don't really care about anybody's personal life. It has nothing to do with me. I'm talking about my Panthers. I'm talking about my team. I'm talking about the players on the team and how they play. You know what I'm saying? I think Greg Olson's a good guy. I think Luke is a good guy. I think Cam is a good guy. But it has nothing to do with the game. If they play badly, I'm going to criticize them on their play. The funny thing is that so many people are against Cam Newton. And I can make the argument that Cam Newton has a better career already than a lot of first-round picks that came out recently. He has a better career than Matthew Stafford. Why? Matthew Stafford has never won his division, never won a playoff game. He has a better career than Jared Goff. Cam Newton has a league MVP. Both of them went to the Super Bowl and lost. And Jared Goff put up 3 points. So it's he has a better career than Jameis Winston. First-round pick. First overall pick. And look what he's done. I can make an argument of a lot of quarterbacks who did not do what Cam Newton has done in his career in the league. Andrew Luck, Cam Newton has a better career than him. How? Andrew Luck has never won an MVP, never even been to the Super Bowl, and he was supposed to be the second coming of John Elway. He was supposed to be better than the next Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was characterized as. But he didn't live up to any of those heights that they set for him. So the way people talk about Cam like he's a bum boggles my mind, because I'm like, okay, well, he did more than this guy. He's better than that guy. He has more accolades than this guy, and they make it seem like he's a nobody. So my idea of it is, I think they just don't like Cam. I think they don't like the way he acts. I don't think they like him being fashionable. I mean, which I don't know why that has anything to do with it. And they shout out to Ryan Clark for calling out Paul Feinbaum about this. He just spoke glowingly about Eli Manning. Eli Manning has been horrible for the last 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? He only had 2 Super Bowls. Eli Manning is 116 and 116. That means he is 50% in his win-loss column. He literally won as many games as he lost. But they talk about him like he's the best thing since sliced bread. And it's just funny to me, man. So when I see stuff like that, bro, it upsets me, because I'm like, this has gone from being a critique about an NFL player to a critique about a human being that did nothing to you. And I wonder why these thoughts are happening. Why do people feel this way? I mean, Cam Newton is just a player. When he retires, we probably never talk about him again. I mean, maybe he goes into the Hall of Fame, or maybe he doesn't. Who knows? But either way, he's going to be done with being a player, and you're probably never going to talk about him again. So why would you say such villainous, hurtful things to a person when it has nothing to do outside of football? I don't know. Me personally, I just don't do things like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel as, your play on the field is the only thing that matters. Whatever you do in your personal life doesn't really matter to me. It has nothing to do with me. Unless it's affecting others, it really does not have nothing to do with me. So I think Cam Newton is a good guy. I think he deserves, better treatment from the media overall. And I think it's just because they don't like him as a person. Maybe because of his fashion. Maybe because, who knows? Maybe because of his hairstyle. Who knows? But if it's outside of football, a person shouldn't get criticized, because these are NFL players. That's it. Well, that's it for me, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share cool things like Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and Rumble.com and Twitter and wherever else. And guys, in the comment section, man, how do you feel about the whole Cam Newton, Paul Feinbaum thing? Do you think he was out of line for what he said? Do you think he was right for what he said? Put that in the comment section below. Also, let me know about this whole Kyle Allen and Kyler Murray thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's a big deal, but they're trying to play it up, obviously, because they need a storyline. So definitely put that in the comment section below. And also, let me know how you feel, who you think will be the vocal leader in the locker room. Because like I said, I don't really see that many, so it'll be kind of hard to bounce back from this whole slump. Put that in the comment section below. Check out the Spreadshirt account. Check out the Patreon page. Both of those links in the description. Check out the NFL affiliate link. That link is in the description below. Also, check that out. Check out my daughter Renan Steen's channel. Very funny dude. Very talented. We have a podcast together. I think a video just dropped today. Definitely check it out. We talk about some interesting topics. So definitely talk about, check that out, man. And share this with all the Panther fans. You might be Panther related, you might be football related. Let them know LCameraTV is wrong with Panther Nation. Panther Nation wrong with LCameraTV. Thank y'all for tuning in and showing love. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.